Going to discuss Aves general characters. In the last class, we have discussed the reptiles general characters. Now the Aves, the birds, very interesting. The birds, they can fly. Sometimes by seeing the birds, we also think that if you fly means it's very enthusiastic. We want to fly also. We want to fly by seeing the birds. Sometimes we imagine it. That's very great thing. So here the flying birds have the different characteristic features and how they are flying because of what are the conditions make them to fly also we will discuss here. What are the flight adaptations also we will discuss here. That's the greatness of the birds. They have the pneumatic bones and the clavicles which are fused with the interclavicles and pneumatic bones, and they have the air sacs in the lungs. So these are all the different characteristic features I will show here by the slides. First, the sin sacrum, that is in the there is a formation of the vertebral last thoracic vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae, sacral and few caudal vertebrae which are fused to form a sin sacrum అనేటటువంటిది form అవుతుంది. You are looking at the sin sacrum. That sin sacrum which gives support to the hind limbs, they attach to the pelvic girdle. Pelvic girdle is nothing but this is called pectoral girdle. Actually ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి దాన్ని pectoral girdle అంటారు. అదే విధంగా hind limbs దగ్గరలో ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ మీ మనకైతే ఇక్కడ హిప్స్ దగ్గర ఉన్నటువంటి దాన్ని పెల్విక్ గడిల్ అంటారు. లైక్ దట్ ద హైండ్ లిమ్స్ దగ్గర బర్డ్స్లో హైండ్ లిమ్స్ దగ్గర ఉన్నటువంటి దాన్ని కూడా పెల్విక్ గడిల్ అంటారు. దట్ పెల్విక్ గడిల్ ద సిన్ సాక్రమ్ విచ్ గివ్ సపోర్ట్ టు ద పెల్విక్ గడిల్. బై దట్ ఇట్ కెన్ give the support, it can walk and it can different activities it exhibits, walking, running, all these activities which exhibit by the hind limbs. Forelimbs are modified into wings, and the pygostyle also present. Pygostyle which gives support to the some last caudal vertebrae, few caudal vertebrae which is fused to form a sin sacrum, and the last caudal vertebrae which are fused to form a pygostyle which gives support to the feathers. So like that the sternum, keel or carina, sternum or the keel or carina, also very important. Sternum, that is nothing but the mid ventral bone and cheppanu. It's also having the sternum which is modified into keel or carina. So that's also useful for the birds. Both the clavicles fused to form a V-shaped focula. The clavicles which are fused with a interclavicle and there is a formation of a V-shaped focula or merythard bone. That's also very important. That is useful for these are all the flight modifications and cheppukochu. The clavicles are present in the coracoid, the clavicle. So these are all present in the pectoral girdle unte clavicles. Okay, pectoralis major and minor which are useful for the giving the support to the flight muscles. These are the pectoralis major and minor, that is nothing but kindiki రావాలన్నప్పుడు and పైకి వెళ్ళాలన్నప్పుడు ఈ మజిల్స్ అనేటటువంటివి బర్డ్స్కి ఉపయోగపడతాయి. టీత్ ఆర్ absent actually in the extant birds, the living birdsలో టీత్ అనేటటువంటి absent అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. And the other characteristic feature which is useful for the flight అనేటటువంటి దాన్ని కనుక తీసుకున్నట్లయితే respiratory system, we are looking at the diagram. Respiratory system with lungs, it has a 6 air sacs. 3 pairs of air sacs are present in the each lung that are useful for the continuous oxygenation of the blood. And the bones which are filled with air, that bones are very light, pneumatic bones, they are considered as the pneumatic bones. That's also very important point. And other points తీసుకున్నట్లయితే కొన్ని ఇక్కడ ఓవరీస్ అనేటటువంటివి టెస్టిస్ ఆర్ paired by, even though testis, these are all the paired one, even though there is a right side testis and the ovaries are absent, disappeared. That's also one type of flight adaptation అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. సో నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేస్తే ఇక్కడ ఐస్లో దే ఫ్లై ఎట్ ద హైట్స్, బాగా హైట్లో ఎగురుతున్నప్పుడు ద పెక్టిన్ ఈస్ ద కోపెక్టిన్ అనేటటువంటి సబ్స్టెన్స్, దట్ ఈస్ ద కోంప్లేట్ విచ్ ఈస్ ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ ద ఐ. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఇన్సర్టెడ్ ఇన్ ద రెటీనాకు నుంచి విట్రియస్ హ్యూమర్లోకి వెళ్తుంది. అది విట్రియస్ హ్యూమర్ ఈస్ ద పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఐ. say that pectin, which is useful for the protecting the eye from the sunlight, pectin. So it can have a great vision when it is at the highest level also, when it is flying at the great height also, it can see the, it can observe the small, that is, what is that, hen యొక్క కోడిపిల్లలను కూడా chicks, it can watch the chicks, see the chicks, and it can catch that. Because of the pectin plates, they are giving the support and the clear vision to the eye when it is flying at the heights. So like that, the different adaptations it has. సో మనం కనుక మామూలు కామన్గా చూసినట్లయితే ఇవన్నీ పెక్యులియర్ క్యారెక్టర్స్. ఇవన్నీ కాకుండా ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ అన్ని జనరల్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ తీసుకున్నట్లయితే, బాడీ ఈజ్ డివిజిబుల్ ఇంటూ హెడ్, నెక్, ట్రంక్ అండ్ టెయిల్. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ నో హెడ్, నెక్, ట్రంక్, టెయిల్. హెడ్, నెక్, ట్రంక్, టెయిల్ ఒక్కట్లేదు మనకంతే. 4 limbs modified into wings. Hind limbs useful for walking, perching, swimming, running. Hind limbs are useful for the different purposes. And the preen glands or uropesial glands, which are very useful glands. Preen glands are uropesial glands. See, these are the birds which are covered with feathers. That feathers are cleaned by these preen gland. Manam ginaka bird ni chusinattlaithe dani yokka mukkuni, it is nearer to the, say, at the tip of the tail. టిప్ ఆఫ్ ద టైల్ యొక్క, సో ఇక్కడ టైల్ బేస్లో, యాక్చువల్గా టిప్ ఆఫ్ ద టైల్ అని అనుకుంటే బేస్, టైల్ ఎక్కడైతే స్టార్ట్ అవుతుందో అక్కడ యూరోపీజియల్ గ్లాండ్ ఇట్లా ముక్కుని ఇలా కొట్టుకుంటూ ఫెదర్స్కి రాసుకుంటుంది, యూరోపీజియల్ గ్లాండ్. ఎక్సోస్కెలిటన్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎపిడెర్మల్ ఫెదర్స్ అండ్ ద బీక్ విచ్ ఇస్ కవర్డ్ విత్ ఎ ర్యాంఫోథీకా. బీక్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, స్ట్రాంగ్గా ఉంటుంది, ఇట్లా కొడుతూ ఉంటుంది, సౌండ్ కూడా వస్తుంది మనకి, ర్యాంఫోథీకా. టాండెలిక్, మోనోకాండెలిక్ స్కల్. vertebrae are heterocoelous vertebrae. Vertebrae are heterocoelous. మీరే చెప్పాలి నాకు heterocoelous vertebrae అంటే ఏంటి, procoelous అంటే ఏంటి, మీరే డిస్కస్ చేసి చెప్పుకోవాలి. లాస్ట్ thoracic, lumbar, sacral and few caudal vertebrae which are fused to form a synsacrum which gives support to the pelvic girdle. By that, the pelvic girdle which gives support to the hind limbs. Pygostyle is giving support to the feathers. So this is formed by the last caudal vertebrae which fuse to form a pygostyle which give the support to the feathers. In the feathers, there are the muscles which are present. The feathers, pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. When it is going to the heights, when it wants to come down, when it wants to go up, by that there will be the muscles which are useful for the flight. Next, both the clavicles which are fused with the interclavicle, and there is a formation of a V-shaped bone called furcula or merithot bone or the wishbone. So these bones formation takes place. The clavicle which is fused with interclavicle, so V-shaped furcula. Teeth are absent. Digestive system with the gizzard. Digestive system with the gizzard. That gizzard, say if you observe the bird can take the stones also. That stones which are grind by the gizzard. Grinding takes place in the gizzard. That's a peculiar character of the digestive system of birds. And the cloaca is the chamber-like reptiles. Caprodium, urodium, proctodium. Respiration. So the lungs, air sacs are present which are useful for the continuous oxygenation of the blood. By that it can fly easily. Pneumaticity of bones. Bones which are filled with air, that bones are called pneumatic bones. Because of that, the body appears very light. Heart is 4-chambered. Sinus venosus and conus arteriosus both are absent. Sinus venosus, conus arteriosus are present in the amphibians. Sinus venosus is present in the amphibians. Sinus venosus, conus arteriosus is present in the amphibians. Sinus venosus is present, only sinus venosus is present in the reptiles. Conus arteriosus and sinus venosus are absent in the aves. So right systemic arch, heart is 4-chambered. Because of that, the sinus venosus, conus arteriosus are absent. And the incompletely divided chambered heart ventricle is present. Because of that, there is only sinus venosus is present in the reptiles. Right systemic arch. So I will show the diagram for you. Right systemic arch, there is a from the four-chambered heart, there is a systemic arch formation takes place. That is the right systemic arch formation takes place. For example, you take the mammals, we have left systemic arch. So here the aves have the right systemic arch, and the renal portal system is absent. Renal portal system is absent. Erythrocytes are nucleated, and the metanephric kidneys, and the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, eyes with pectin. అదే విధంగా altricial precocial type of parenting is observed in the birds. Altricial and precocial type of parental caring is observed in the birds. This is about the birds. Say birds, the father of ornithology is Salim Ali. T.H. Huxley అనేటటువంటి శాస్త్రవేత్త సలీం అలీ is the Indian ornithologist. And T.H. Huxley proposed the different characteristic features like the interclavicle is present, cladoic eggs, megalecythal eggs, cladoic eggs, extra embryonic membranes. That's also characteristic feature of the aves also. So aves constitute the megalecythal eggs. మనం తినేటటువంటి eggs తీసుకున్నట్లయితే aves bird egg కదా. So it is with a more yolk, megalecythal egg, cladoic eggs that constitute the extra embryonic membranes like amnion, chorion, allantois, yolk sacs. These are all the characteristic features which are observed in the reptiles also. Here also the eggs with megalecythal, cladoic eggs and extra embryonic membranes are present. This is about the aves character.